what letter that?
All right, good morning, Patriots. How are we doing this morning? Just doing a quick Q&A here. Had some other plans set up, and we might do that. I just see I got a text, so. Good morning, Patriots. Who watched the rally last night? Get this up. We got no new queue updates. All right, let's do some Q&A. You guys got any questions? Who watched the rally? Where's Rod Rosenstein? SoCal checking in. Roseanne Dyer. Morning, good morning. Good morning from Dallas. Joe Money. Joe Money. Good morning from Pittsburgh. Great show with my morning coffee. Let me see if I can just send a link here. Michigan, good morning. All kinds of people. All right, you see we got nothing new on the queue, 2380. Let me get this set up here real quick. Good morning, Patriots. Morning, morning. Does anyone know what city in Kentucky the Saturday Trump rally will be? Good question. Where is that in Kentucky? Who knows? Let me see if I can get a... Booker for sure. Sacramento checking in. That's early out there, isn't it? I mean, I heard Soros owns company that produced voting machines. Is this true? I wouldn't doubt it. Diebold is one of the biggest like ATM voting machines, I think, back in the day. And there was an interesting documentary years ago on HBO about that. That was during the Bush era, like I think it was 2000. All right, I should be having Ben join us in here any time. I'm gonna get some stuff set up. I'm gonna play a little something here for the next few minutes. I'll just play the video I made last night, actually. Most of you might have seen it, but we'll just do a little. I won't play the whole thing. I don't think it'll take me 12, 13 minutes to get everything set up, but no worries. We'll be back. We'll let you guys gather in, enjoy the conversation. Be good patrons down below. Patriotic. Have good convo. Start your day off right. Okay, let me get this video up. It is early, folks. we understand that there is extreme fatigue and frustration regarding the wheels of justice, that they're kind of moving slow. Exclude your emotion and personal desire. Instead, use logic and critical thinking based on situational awareness. What does it take to undo a lifetime of evil and corruption? It's an infestation. It's been in place since antiquity. Now in the span of less than 2 years, and we've been dealing with the corrupt DOJ and FBI as well. This is a process and planning of law and order, a military operation at its finest. Alright, I'd like to take a minute here to give a shout out to Serial Brain 2 for the article. Link is in the description, and he does really good work. I am still receiving messages of people asking for my permission to use my writings on Q. I have stated in a previous post that I consider all my Q-related writings to be the property of the Q movement. They are free, and members of our community are welcome to make videos out of them, comment them, and distribute them on all platforms to spread the truth. I know there are already several Q-tubers who made the best out of that offer and who used their skills and creativity, each with his or her own style, to create amazing productions. This is good. As long as the fake news is still doing its damage, there will never be enough Q-related content out there. Now let's talk about the maestro inviting Rosenstein on Air Force One. You already know why Trump delayed his meeting with Rosenstein, how it was connected to Kavanaugh.
No.
And now that he is confirmed, why the meeting can take place, what Trump is really doing with Gladiator Rosenstein, and how he can get rid of him elegantly, should he want to. For the decoders who pay attention, did you catch where Trump announced he would meet Rosenstein on Air Force One? Peruvian coffee for those who caught it 2 days before at Topeka Rally. It's right here in these 30 seconds. Watch this clip.
Since the moment Brett Kavanaugh was named, and you remember this, we made an announcement, and since right from the moment we announced, radical Democrats launched a disgraceful campaign to resist, obstruct, delay, demolish, and destroy. Right from the beginning, Brett Kavanaugh is a man of great character and intellect. He's a totally brilliant scholar who has devoted his life to the law. He is a loving husband, a devoted father, and a faithful public servant, and he always has been.
The maestro says, since the moment Brett Kavanaugh was, and you remember this, we made an announcement, and since right from the moment we announced, radical Democrats launched a disgraceful campaign to resist, obstruct, delay, demolish, and destroy. Right from the beginning. Did you hear how he purposely failed to articulate after Brett Kavanaugh was? He created what I now call a word chord, just like he did with Anonymous. He is signaling that this is where a coded message is. Do you see it? Resist, obstruct, delay, demolish, destroy. Take the initials, and you have ROD, DD. Coincidence? You already know what ROD stands for. But then now, how about DD? Well, DD equals 8, and Air Force One's initials is AF1, which, in basic gematria, since A equals 1, F equals 6, and 1 equals 1, is also 8. The hidden meaning of resist, obstruct, delay, demolish, destroy is Rod AF1. Knowing this, those who have a musical ear can now deduce what the maestro's word chord was. There are other very cool things in this Topeka speech. I have given you the tools to extract them in my previous post. Now, the purpose of this post is not to decode it, but I will give you the one that I think was among the coolest. It is right here. Listen to this video.
We also passed Veterans' Choice, 44 years, giving our veterans the right to see a private doctor. And we pay for it, so they don't have to wait online for 25 days, 38 days, 14 days, 6 days. They go out and they see a private doctor. They get themselves a good doctor. We paid the bill. It's frankly so simple, but it took 44 years to get it done. We got it done. I'm good at getting things.
Here's the transcript. We also passed Veterans' Choice 44 years, giving our veterans the right to see a private doctor, and we pay for it, so they don't have to wait in line for 25 days, 38 days, 14 days, 6 days. They go out and they see a private doctor, they get themselves a good doctor, we paid the bill. It's frankly so simple, but it took 44 years to get it done. What if I told you this is about General Flynn and this drop here? Q Post 970, done in 30, house cleaning, White House secured, final stage Q. Do you think Trump picked the number of the days veterans would wait randomly? No. Look, these numbers 25, 38, 14, and 6 respectively stand for 25 equals Y, 38 equals 12, 12 equals 11. Because turning the alphabet wheel in 38 increments is like turning the wheel in 12, since turning in 26 increments is equivalent to identity. Think clock and how 3 p.m. equals 1500. 14 equals N, 6 equals F. And here are your building blocks for Flynn. N repeated, dismiss, repetition rule. But then the maestro says 44. Repetition rule 44 equals 4, which is also 30 for the same reason. 38 equals 12. 12 equals 11 above. And this 30 is the 30 Q talks about in Q Post 970. In the disguise of talking about the number of days a veteran would wait to be serviced, Trump is saying Flynn received his cure, that the bill was paid, and that was done in 44 equals 4 equals 30, just like Q said. Do you see the beautiful double meaning? I'll never get enough of this. Now back to Rosenstein. Since I have already explained how the emperor can politically and diplomatically benefit from gladiators at the Colosseum, I figured this time I would just make a short video summarizing the situation and paying tribute to our great Frank Sinatra. Rosenstein is a gladiator in bad shape. As I explained, the right arm and the left leg are already gone. Now, with this 25th Amendment thing, he has some serious explaining to do. Trump inviting him on Air Force One to listen to his explanations mean Trump has already decided they would fly. Pretty cool, right? Ha ha ha. The maestro will never cease to amaze me. So Gladiator Rosenstein, it seems the Emperor still wants to see you fight for your life at the Colosseum. I wonder what you had to do, or say, or give to deserve the prolongation of your torture away from your kingdom of origin. As Q would say, Anons already know. We have it all.
Well, we're going to a law enforcement speech and meeting, and he'll be flying. I look forward to being with him. That'll be very nice. Well, we're going to be talking. We'll be talking on the plane. I actually have a good relationship other than there's been no collusion, folks, no collusion. And but I have a very good relationship. We'll see. I don't hear you. No, I don't.
Come fly with me, come fly, we'll fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come on, fly with me, we'll fly away. Come fly with me, we'll float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come on, fly with me, we'll take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so very near. You might even hear a gang of angels cheer just because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Why, say the words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come on, fly with me, we'll fly, we'll fly. Pack up, let's fly away. And don't tell your mama.
Q Post 2233. Imagine the frustration if we weren't here communicating with you. You are many tens of millions strong. Q. Let your voices be heard. Information is meant to be free. Power to the people. Q. I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless. Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. Where we go one, we go all. All right, we are back in the studio.
Super excited to be here. Getting in, there's some great stuff happening. Love to see all of awesome Patriots in the morning time. It's almost like getting our little dose of little Thursday morning red pill and some truth. Man, lots of crazy stuff's been happening, Mike, over the last week.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, we know that now that we have a new Supreme Court justice set into place, I believe this week he's getting ramped up to actually start sitting and actually start adjudicating, which is going to be pretty exciting. I know that, yeah, so that's going to be pretty exciting to see what's coming down on that end. And with this stuff coming down, now we got Supreme Court justice. We already know the grand jury has been convened. So it's only a matter of time, and it's getting faster and faster, you guys. These Q posts are coming, and they're laying the smack down big time. Even though we're not seeing the nice, pretty bracelet
final
arrests.
Phase, folks. This is a final phase of everything that we've been getting, all the drops. The drops weren't in any particular order. That's why we go back to May and we reread a drop, because they just had to get all the information out there. And now within this year, you can go back and look at certain drops. It's not, some of it has been coronated and walking you through it as it happens, but a lot of it just had to be dropped, and that information will be useful at a later date, which could be any time now. Yeah, we're nearing into the midterms. I can't imagine going through midterms without having something done.
Yeah, no, it'd only be a matter of, I mean, you're talking what we know that the midterms is going to be one of the many stepping stones for this draining of the swamp, cleaning up DC, and that has to happen. And so if that has to happen, this is only mere less than a month away. So we don't know if the 10 days of darkness is going to be coming before or after. I'm kind of under my personal opinion. I think it's going to be sometime before. It only stand to reason. They're trying to put a monkey wrench into the midterm elections. But
does Ben still have an echo? Roseanne Dyer?
I don't. But the only echo I would hear is
but
probably on.
Everything sounds great to me. Okay. I just turned down my headphones. Sometimes what comes out of my headphones will create, but I got it really far down, as far as I can go, really. So just let us know if everything sounds okay. In this manner, when I have somebody on, there is a little echo for me, so it throws me off a little bit. This is something we've dealt with, talked about, worked on, are looking into constantly, daily, always going forward. So we're but yeah, sometimes having I have to have a certain button pushed in to even hear Ben, and that creates an echo for me as well. But we try to work through it, folks.
And again, this is why I try to get in studio as much as I possibly can, time wise, and
yeah, that's why we're trying to come up with a schedule for you guys, so we can have something set in stone at least. We're looking at once a week minimum. He's here. We're in studio. We get a good show pumped out. And then we'll probably still have a night or so,
of course,
of beaming in. So, all right, no echoes. It looks like it got cleaned up.
Nice.
So, what else, folks? Good morning out there. What's everybody getting into today? You drinking your coffee, watching some Patriot Hour. I went to get a coffee this morning, and I had stopped by a gas station. It was packed. That one coffee machine was down. There was a line out the door. I mean, I just ended up walking out. I was like, I'll do something else. I was going to go somewhere else, but it just didn't work out. So no coffee.
Didn't quite work out. No bean juice this morning.
No brown bean juice. Get your brown bean juice. Juice made of brown bean. From brown bean.
Oh yeah, it's our adult fruit juice.
No coffee. Coffee is poison. That Peruvian. Imagine a war and no one shows up.
Because we're all too busy talking and hanging out about the truth with one another.
And buy a coffee. I do have a coffee maker. I just wanted,
Oh yeah.
Hey.
No, hey.
Morning.
It's interesting. I know you went extensively over this last Q post. It's kind of a big doozy, but I know that some of you listeners out there and those with you on the live show right now, and we've had some other commenters, of course, say that when is these arrests going to happen? What's happening? When we see these people in orange jumpsuits and nice shiny bracelets hopping on them, buses that take them to Gitmo and whatnot. But again, you're talking this last this last Q drop was pretty amazing. It's actually, Q's been telling us these people have been somewhat arrested, if you will, because at these lower levels, these guys, because yes, there's some of them are the tops of Comey, McCabe, this kind of stuff. But there's people who control them. They're higher ups. And so people have been arrested, but then they've also been flipped into informants. That's how the FBI does it. That's how police officers do it.
If any time they can do that, folks, they will. If they can get, they know there's a huge criminal enterprise going on, they're going to try to get one or two mid-level, low, and flip them. Get the full story out of that person. Get them to keep cooperating and working. By the time anyone else finds out, or the next person might catch wind, this person's already been there forever, telling them everything. They got it all. They like to then go to the heads of the rest of everyone and and already know everything. Of course, that's how they do it. That's what's interesting. Like, even with the Uranium One scandal, folks, we go all the way back to '09. Now, that deal didn't get signed until late 2010 or early 11. But in '09, a normal civilian that worked in the uranium field in some private company, and it was in the middle of all this deal, he saw that Canadian group, and he knew it was Russians involved. And there was like bribery, kickbacks, blackmailing. I mean, there was just all the stuff that he was seeing. Hey, we'll give you a bunch of cash and just make this happen. So, and he debated with himself on taking money he was offered, but he ended up calling the FBI. He did the right thing. The FBI was like, well, come on in. And they ended up having him sign non-disclosure and saying, just work for us. Keep doing your normal job. Don't quit or say anything more to people there about what they're doing. Just go along with it all. Tell us everything you can. You'll be our inside guy. And the guy's like, all right. So for the next year and a half, he kept doing his normal job, but now he can partake. And he thought, wow, I'm helping my country out. And I went to them to tell them the right thing. They ended up giving me basically kind of an informant job. And now I'm working with them. This happens all the time with good Americans. Then that guy was shunned. Nothing happened. The deal went through. He knew it to all be corrupt because he was involved. And he's screaming bloody murder. And they're like, I'm going to go to Congress. He went back to the FBI. They said, if you go there, we'll ruin your life and you'll be in jail. You signed paperwork with us. You cannot go to Congress. And, they must have told him, don't worry about it. We're working on stuff. And it wasn't. It was just a way to get him to shut up. And then he saw the election coming years after all this. Uranium One deal went down. And then the election started, and he saw Trump-Russia collusion. Now all of a sudden everyone's worried about Russia. And they made it all up to point at Trump. So now his story's coming out. That's one of the Huber. I think Huber's been probably looking into that one. Why this guy wasn't heard. Why the deal still went through. This is where Hillary's like, I'm not the one that just signed off it at the State Department. There was 9 other agencies. Well, do you think if any of these 10 or 11 agencies that had to sign off on that deal had any kind of idea about this guy 2 years earlier that was trying to come forward and talk about the crookedness of all this, if he would have been heard by just one of them agencies, they might have said, let me hear more. I don't want to sign anything till we know what's going on. It seems pretty colluded there. That's just one little story, folks. One story.
Of a mountain.
And why is it always Hillary involved with all of these stories that don't seem to, and we're just citizens out here. So if we're getting the tidbits of this and it's coming into our brain that way, we're able to actually hear this, get a bunch of this information, this truth, so to say.
Yeah, this is where we, Mike and I both talk about connecting the dots. This information, sometimes we're pulling Q post, 300, 100. That was months ago. But we see this is happening. Power removed. So if you want to take the head of the FBI and flip him because we know that he's working for somebody else, well, we got to take him out of the head of FBI position. We're going to flip him and give him some less power. Give him a desk job because he's our informant now. He's still, in the field or whatever.
Some of these people coming up and missing, if they just came up missing one day, it would ruin the plan. So that's why everyone's like, why are all these people still there? The minute you find out they're doing something wrong, get rid of them. One for one. Well, then their whole plan wouldn't work. Why do they take the mob down all at once on Sundays, folks? Typically after church, typically after a long Saturday night of partying into Sunday morning. And then if they all go to church, they know they're all vulnerable. They're with their families. They're with their kids. Their guards are at their weakest. They're not in gangster mobster mode down at Joe's corner newsstand or whatever where they hang out. So you got to think logically here. A lifetime of crime, a lifetime of evil, going all the way back to the cradle points of Earth, or this when this game started, right?
Pretty much, yes.
And it's at this, and if you've started then, and you just would have got bigger and better and bigger at your lies, and more people working with you. This is what the whole plan was. So here we are. Now, Trump was supposed to come in, whip off handcuffs off his side pouch, and Hillary spread them and push her to the wall, pat her down, and arrest her. Everyone would be screaming out that what kind of Hitler is this guy? He's not a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he even get handcuffs from? So as logical as it doesn't sound, folks, you gotta use logic that he would have to tell the FBI, and that's the federal police department, go arrest her. And that don't even really work. It's like, well, doesn't the president have the right to just kill people with some of these new executive orders, and like literally can, without reason, just wake up and decide, I don't like your mouth, and you probably get away with it. So, but he's doing things by the book. If you're going to point to your FBI and say, arrest this person, James Comey, what's your reason, Mr. President? I think she did a bunch of bad things. They play by the rules when it comes to one of their own that they don't want to arrest, but they won't play by the rules when they want to go and get somebody. We get it, but to look on the up and up, James Comey wasn't. He appeared to be that way on TV or tried to be. But yeah, you're going to put paperwork over to a corrupt head. We're not talking rank and file, the very heads of these agencies, and tell them to go arrest somebody. Good luck. You need to get rid of those people.
Yeah.
Not get your buddies in that will arrest her, but get legitimate people in that will look at the evidence. And,
Well, that's a great point, because, I mean, it also is how are you going to serve these sealed indictments, adjudicate on these sealed indictments, and have actual legal proceedings by law if you don't have a clean FBI, a clean DOJ? So part of what he's doing is not only cleaning interior house to get ready for these larger treasonous things where we can't have no bad elements in the DOJ and the FBI. And so not only on top of that, but also think about another thing, you guys.
Bad judges.
If it did come out that way. Bad judges. Well, here's another thing too. We've said many times it needs to come out organically. There's a transparency that our presidency and that this Q military op is taking, and it's a transparency. If they're trying to give power back to the people, so they need to show us that they are doing things by the rule of law, not by the rule of the mob
or rule of emotion.
A rule of emotion.
We're not have that, folks. Separate your emotion from this kind of stuff. You can't have that. You cannot have that. That's huge. So like Ben said, how do you go around fixing up evil, going around the world without, and if you're, it's like we say, it's like a prison guard. It sucks. These are some of the worst jobs in the country. A lot of these guys are alcoholics or women that work in the correction facilities. And it's like, You read about it time and time again that either a prison guard ends up falling in love with a prisoner. They end up smuggling things in for these people. They get talked into doing bad things. And it's like, are they bad people? Or are they just surrounded by evil and got tempted by evil and ended up doing evil things? That's most likely more of the story. So, how do you go around the world fighting evil without becoming evil yourself? It's really hard. It's really hard sometimes for people. So here we got a president or this team, the Q team, that are not breaking the law. The minute they would break a national security law, an intelligence drop, they would be the first ones to really quickly come at this movement and try to shut it down with legal action. Because even though they'll subvert those same laws and break things, they have the appearance. That's what this whole system's designed to be, that they have the appearance that they're doing it all right. And plausible deniability is always many of, separating them to the nth degree to keep them far, nothing points back. They're not stupid. They wouldn't have gotten away with it this long if they were.
No, exactly. But you're talking about individuals, like, and you said this before, they've been doing this for thousands of years, this deception and misleading and going through word porn and saying certain things. I mean, Garage Talk, yesterday in Garage Talk, Mike and I were talking about the origins of the National Democratic Party. Now, that's not something we're going to go into in this episode, but for all you guys out there, look up the origins, which means obviously where does it come from? When was it started? Who started it? And you'll be really interested to find out that that's what Q and that's what we're talking about now. This this evil, and it's an evil, folks, because we are not a democratic country. No, we are a republic. We are rule of law and not rule of emotion. And this is very clear because a lot of individuals don't understand that, and they'll think, "Oh, we need a democrat. We need the democracy is what we need. Democracy." No, people. No, we don't. I don't want a democracy. I don't want to see a democracy thrive in Iraq. I don't want to see democracy thrive in America. No, I want a republic. Think about that. Just think about that. Think about the words we use.
Yeah. And Q said it good, and I used it in the video, folks. You got to understand. We understand. Everyone understands that there is extreme fatigue, extreme frustration regarding the wheels of justice, which is the hammer coming down. Justice for all this evil. It's slow. Well, it's a vast system that all the media that would really get this out, they can get it out pretty quickly to people. They're the biggest ones in the way. They're colluding with this evil side. That's their arm. They own it. So, of course, it's kind of like a family member that wouldn't really tell on his brother, you know.
We've seen vested. Nepotism and
So you got to exclude your emotion and your personal desires. Instead, use logic, critical thinking, based on situational awareness. How long does it take to undo a lifetime of evil and corruption? Infestation in the span of less than 2 years now. And we still had a corrupt DOJ and FBI. So it's pretty good. This is pretty good. If you look into the history of military ops, this will probably go down as one of the best.
Definitely one of the one of the most well executed and highly planned. I know that, Mike, when you've been on missions and I've been on missions, you're pre-planning at sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes is down and dirty and quick and fast, and it's high speed, low drag, and you're off and running. This particular operation was not like that. This was highly planned. They had military minds behind it. We're talking, if they knew what was going to be coming out in the way of executive orders, how things are going to be transpiring because of the body of law we have here, armed conflict, I think we've went over that a few episodes back and then refreshed your mind on that. So just because you're unaware of something, what's up?
Bob Rayburn,
I'm just saying,
guys, I agree why the post last week that I agree, but why the post last week that stated, "Are you ready for arrest? Pain, part of history." So when you guys get a text like on your phone and somebody says they're coming over and then they come over 20 minutes later, that's not how these texts are or drops from the Q team. It says, "Are you ready for arrest? Are you ready for pain? Are you ready to be part of history?" And then that didn't happen last week, so now you're just scratching your head and laying on your couch all like, what the hell? What's going on? I thought that he texted that last week. Here we are into this week, and I'm not, what the heck? What do you mean? It's
If you look very closely, and this is not something that Mike and I want to go over every single day, is look at the arrest or sheet of DC or arrest sheet of every state in the Union of the United States, right? That takes a lot of time, and there's there's a lot going on. So instead of us focusing on the individual arrests, like every one of you guys can go pull up in your own state or your own county all the local arrests and were made and all that kind of good stuff. That's no problem. Again, Mike and I concentrate on the information at the tip of the spear. This is we want to push through and make the quickest and most efficient headway in getting this truth and information out to you. And then through all of us together after the fact, we're going to do some research, and then of course let us know in the comments, email us. Go to the website, give us information there. So once the information is out, then we can start getting our nth degree mind on and start researching this and see where it takes us.
Exactly. Now, folks, you got to realize here, and I want to get this out in a very nice manner. Most of you, I don't know your backgrounds. You would know that, so don't take any offense to what I'm getting ready to say here, but you got to look at your own self. All of us do. And you got to look at your own background. What is your, your history? What puts you, what makes you an expert? Maybe if you tell me, if I see a comment, and we don't need to comment, but if I work at a lawn shop and I fix lawnmowers, I would consider you kind of be an expert. I would probably come to you with questions on my lawnmower. If I needed it serviced, I would bring it to a place like that. And that's what we all do. We all get that. So you got to understand, in some of this Q movement, or people in the past, these people that have done 20 years military, retired, intelligence communities, and then when they come out and tell you something, what makes you the expert to really quickly tell them, he's a conspiracy theory? And you got to look at your own self at that minute and think, like, what do you really know, or where do you come from, and what makes you able to think that he's that? Because that's how it hits you, because what he said is something you don't know about, and it shook you. So therefore it's quickly to be like, he's a weirdo. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what happens almost all the time, and that is cognitive dissonance, folks, at its finest. These are the people you should be listening to, not rejecting what they say because you don't understand what they say and it doesn't make sense to you and it scares you and it goes against everything that you think that you thought you knew. This is where we're getting at here. So again, a lot of you work, you're busy, you have kids, you make dinners, homework, cleaning, all the good stuff. And you watch maybe the Patriot Hour, maybe a couple of other channels, do a little bit of reading. That's great. That's what we want. But you can't be like, I turned into your guys' channel 2 weeks ago. I understand it all. I'm with you, but I'm on week 3. Where are the arrests? I mean, that is a fantasy. You don't understand how military works and operations. If you just look on TV at Vietnam War, how long did it last? How long have we been at war in the Persian Gulf? Since 1990. We've been at war since 2001, 3 days after, with the Authorization Acts, Patriot Act, NDAA uplifted.
Yeah.
Those haven't even stopped yet. But you guys wanted this one to hurry up and clean up the evil on a planet of 7 billion people in under 2 years. And those of you ain't even been following it for 2 years like some of us have, really in depth, bringing a channel to you about a year ago at this, So it's crazy to see the frustration of, like, 3 weeks ago I joined you. I believe you all. I understand it all. I've watched a lot of your videos. I hyper watched you over the weekend, and I'm on board. Now all of a sudden that your own body is on board, you're ready to see the arrest. What about half the country that doesn't know anything about this, that still love Hillary Clinton, that still love the left, that still love everything they stand for?
Let me interject this. Like you said, Mike, some of these, if you're just coming on, if you're an old veteran, if you're young, if you're old, and you're just getting this information, one of the things that's going to most likely happen if you start to realize and see this is happening around you is going to be anger, is going to be frustration. That's the first couple steps in you accepting the truth and pushing away cognitive dissonance. Now, what can you do? Well, there's a lot you guys can do. Once you understand this and you grab onto it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, start telling everybody you know. Start telling everybody. And remember where Mike and I made our mistakes when we first discovered this, and we were like, rah, we were getting it out, and it was shock factor. Go back, look at some of these episodes we've been putting on how do I talk to family and friends about Q? How do I get those around me to start thinking about others in our country other than their daily lives and daily grind? So we love all your input. Your input is awesome. It gets our garage talk investigations going. Our R&D is really awesome. But in the same time, we're only 2 people. And like we've said before, Mike and I and Scott and everybody else who's on the show, we could be calling each other in garage talk, talking about all this stuff for hours upon hours. We've been doing that for years. I mean, years. And we, like you guys, have gotten frustrated, haven't seen what we wanted to see happen on a timely level and a timely fashion. So we took initiative and we said, how can we change this? What can we do? Well, folks, you are now watching live and you're seeing what Mike and I and those on our team can do. And this is what we have to. Now, again, man, I wish I could, do other things and build other things to help the veterans, their families, to help, America. But we all have our own part to play. So just remember, if you have to have transparency and this has to come out organically, it has to be good for all, not just for you. Think about it when you're in 3rd, 4th grade and you're the person who kept on talking all the time.
Is there a Cynthia out there? A Cynthia Thaning. 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 I don't know. Just got a donation.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so I don't know if she was in here
Just
now
salute you.
or if it's just
Thank
random.
you very much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
no, hey,
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's amazing. So, like I said, we got lots of love for you guys, lots of respect. But just remember, we're all people here, and we're all doing as best as we can, and we're all doing what we can. Like Mike said, you may be a small engine repair mechanic, and if I want to have that kind of information, I'm going to come to you for that expertise. Let's start leaning on people that we've already identified and researched as somebody who's experts in their field.
If I need a lawyer, I don't go to my mechanic, and if I need a mechanic, I don't go to my lawyer. So that and we all know the guy that is the mechanic or whatever they do. They could work at 7-Eleven, but they think they know it all as well. And that's the people to be scared from. Whoa,
Cheryl Pacola, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes,
happy birthday to
beautiful.
You. Happy birthday, dear Cheryl. Happy birthday to you. What's up?
Happy birthday. Thank you so much.
Thank you
oh my gosh.
so much.
Wow.
I wish we could have
We were just
some
talking
cake.
we were talking in Garage Talk earlier in the show. We've had, from this satellite studio where I'm at, beaming into the Patriot Hour studio. It's been very intensive on Mike as an individual, because what you guys don't really know behind the scenes is he's got a lot of software running at the studio just to get me in, and we're dealing with
D. Van Rosen.
Whoa, brothers!
Brothers, thank you.
Hoorah! What we got here? The veteran Gary D. Van Rosen Jr. Thank you very
brother.
much.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
We are. You guys have. You're all great Patriots.
Oh
You guys are just awesome, hitting up Cheryl in there. Almost everybody's telling her happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yes.
This is what it's about. Oh, you guys are sending her cake. I see cake and balloons.
I see cake. Yeah, it's virtual
party
cake.
You guys are awesome.
This is why we love you guys, because it's the fact that, if it's something we all can latch onto, like somebody's birthday, then we'll all get behind that and say happy birthday. That's awesome. If we're talking about something like, hey, what's happening with Kavanaugh, and the Patriot Hour team kind of has a hypothesis and it's got some strength to it, let's all get behind that and see if we can't either validate or push that away as a falsified hypothesis and move on to the truth. And when we work together, we tell our children this, right? What's going to work? Teamwork. Now, these are kindergarten concepts that we as adults have lost the essence of. If we're trying to get power back, we the people, well, then how do you can't just give it all back all at once. It'd fall apart. We'd still have bad factions within the government that we the people should supposedly be running. Yeah. So as much as we try to push you guys to go to your boundaries of truth and your boundaries of research, we sometimes push you, hey, please don't go, in your mornings. If your routine is to have a cup of coffee and put on Fox News or CNN News or any mainstream media, or even the Weather Channel, I say, you know what, for the next week, maybe the next 30 days, try to have
Be
your cup
awake
of coffee.
world. Good job.
Be awake world. Good job. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Be awake world. Yes.
Be
and
awake
get a little bit of
world.
research in the morning.
That is a
Yes,
good message alone. What a great name.
Yes, be awake
I've
world.
seen some pretty creative ones, but can't remember the most funniest one I've ever seen for a channel name. We were talking
But no,
about
I love that.
Be awake
Be
world.
awake world. Yes, that is so true. And you know what? All of us are awake in our own ways, but what we said before, there isn't your truth and there isn't my truth. There is only the truth. If
That's
you focus
right.
on
Everyone's
the
entitled
truth,
to their own opinions, but not to your own facts. That's a big
yes,
one.
very true. And so it's like getting this out to you. This is another, I guess, evolution, if you will, in the Patriot Hour. Our team wants to basically start doing more of this, getting out more, for the very fact to get you guys as much information out as possible. Mike and I know you guys have a crazy life. You've got kids, you've got sports, you've got dinners, and then after school stuff. And, this is about the time that probably parent-teacher conferences are happening. So everything is happening crazy. We're coming into fall. It's getting colder. I mean, there's just lots happening. But if we can make the time,
Whoa.
Oh, Amy.
Amy. You guys are awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for all you do. Whoa.
No, that's one of our moderators, folks. So she does a super awesome job when she can, as well as Danielle Yelly. But Amy, man,
And we got
thank you, Miss Amy. You are awesome.
61. I don't think she's
This as well.
available today. Thank you so much. What was I putting there? I was getting ready to say something, you guys. But you just took it all out of me. I'm so.
Took my breath away. Take my breath away.
Oh, it was a guy up here. I can watch CNN. I literally get mad in about 5 seconds. Once you become awake, you can spot evil and lies almost immediately. That's what I go through. That's what Ben goes through.
Right on. Well, another thing that Mike and I go through is whenever we put on mainstream media, whatever frequency that's pulsating at, it gets my heart racing, goes, and I can, that big day, breaking news and big things coming at you. Oh my gosh. So it is very hard that when Mike and I try to do research, any type of mainstream media, it's very hard. You get angry, your heart's racing, you're having all this energy, and then you look outside and here's a bird. Tweet. You look back at the TV and it's like, the world is ending, breaking news, and you're like, oh, you look back outside and you see another bird. Tweet. Like, what the heck is going on here? So it is hard to watch the mainstream because
Satan's
the second
frequency.
You turn it on. Yeah. No, we've talked about that kind of stuff as well. So
yeah, that's a good. I'm gonna undo that right there. Another monitor. He just handled it. Cool. Yeah, Don Lemon calling Kanye West a token N-word. I won't say it. So here's this channel that pitches President Trump's a racist because he talks about building a wall. That dude's a racist because he actually uses these words that are racist, like literally not like. Well, I don't see racism in that. Oh, you gotta open your mind, Ben. A new racism thing is if you're for the wall, you're racist. That's them trying to reteach you, folks.
that
but
word
when you
porn.
clearly see racism because Kanye's against their narrative, so therefore they're going to use vulgar words. They called him he's a Trump classic token N. They all three were on the panel last night laughing it up, and now it's all coming back on them today. And they're gonna spin it like, I can see Don Lemon tonight. I want to address what happened yesterday. Now I'm black. I can call that
say
guy.
that.
Oh yeah, there we go.
You can't.
I am tired of this.
Okay.
I'm tired of
Yes.
it. Lemonhead needs to go.
Not lemon his guest. Oh yeah, no, I agree. And this is again, when you guys are awake and you see this, of course it's going to frustrate you because you're literally seeing what everybody else is eating up like candy. And to you, it's poison. This is the frustration part.
Yes, it gets really frustrating, folks. Don't, I watch them all too. You have to. When you're in this kind of work or the intelligence, you got to look at a lot of things. You got to read a lot of things, and you got to sift through it all.
Everything. I'm going to give a shout out here to Pamela Adams. She puts, heaven has a gate, and it's extreme vetting.
That's right. Extremely vetted. Somebody else brought that point up.
Folks. Yeah.
Racism's not allowed to drink from this.
Like for lemon to go. Oh, you guys are awesome. Marguerite Dell, how in the hell can CNN desk jockeys get away with their racist conversations? Just like they can tell you there's something called hate speech, and that's no such thing. Speech is speech. If you get offended by it, that's your problem. Speech is speech. There's no such thing as hate speech. So
they act like they're the moderators. They act like they're the moderators of everything. They tell you if it's racist or not. They'll tell you, like, they sit there and they point out everyone else, that's racist. Even when it's really not, they want to tell you that because they don't know what else to say. And then when they sit there and do everything they do, it's
I'm not
crazy.
Racist. That's racist. Yeah, no. So again, Mike and I, the official term for that is called semantics. Mike and I dub it as word porn. They are trying to manipulate those of us who aren't as definitely not here. No, not on our channel. Not on our channel. Not on my watch. No, sir.
Not on my watch. No, not on this channel. Not on keyboard.
No.
Not on keyboard.
Not on the keyboard. No, sir. We're vigilant. Yeah, and so it's like, with you guys, with getting our back, with having what you guys as this little small army, and it's not a small army. We've talked about the numbers, the 10% of the population, and Q's telling us through the NSA, I believe they had statistical reports that 52 to 58 million people are now either texted Q, searched for Q videos in their history. Come on, folks. They know what your history is. They know where you're going, what you're doing on the internet. We've all been aware of this, right? Zuckerberg's been on the Hill talking about it. Google just got breach of information. This isn't new information. We know this is happening. So it's very obvious.
All right, let me see. We got any new Q updates or anything?
Not that I saw. We can check again.
So you guys, you're going to see some changes here at the Patriot Hour. We're coming up with scheduling a little bit. You're going to see videos by Ben coming out, educational. Yep. You're going to see ones like by myself. Maybe I'll cover Serial Brain here and there, Neon Revolt, anything I read that I think, oh, that's awesome. I'll be converting that into a video to give to you guys. That's my way to do it. These people are great at writing papers, articles. That's not so much my knack. I'm good at reading that information, and then if I can do videos and I'm decent at that, that's what this whole movement's about. Taking someone's great artwork of article, doing my artwork of making a video. Did you guys read the video? Yeah, so you got War Drummer, somebody put War Drummer up there. Yep, he is one that does a lot of Serial Brain 2 videos or articles.
Well, he reads the articles, and like on the Patriot Hour here, we read many articles written by many authors. In fact, that's the beauty of it, is you can take a few articles, triangulate them against one another, right? If this one's saying this and this is saying that, but they're all talking about the same basic idea, well, that's where you start triangulating your sources and seeing where the truth lies. Mike and I, we've been following Serial Brain's articles as he posts them, or we don't know who he or she or who Serial Brain is. Yeah. And like Q, and there's been what someone called Fifth Anon. That's been some interesting information. There's a lot of Anons or authors of articles that post stuff that's just great information that we feel, or Mike feels, or one of the team members here at the Patriarch feels that, this needs to get out. This needs to get out. And of course, like-minded individuals, and those on YouTube that are making videos as well as the Patriot Hour is, if you're like-minded, then you're going to be coming and covering some of the same truth topics and some of the same articles. Like in Garage Talk, Mike and I were talking, if a bomb goes off in Russia, hypothetically, right, and you have 10 different mainstream media stories on that a bomb went off, one's going to say, well, this faction, and the bomb went off. This one's going to say, well, it was another faction, and then the bomb went off. This one's going to say, well, the government did it, but the bomb went off. What's the common theme out of all these mainstream narrative articles? A bomb went off. So there's your nugget of truth. Now it's up to you to sift on who, what, when, where, and why. You already know what happened, if you will, and then you got to figure it out for yourself. And so that's where the lies get wrapped around the truth. And so when we cover people like Serial Brain's article, we cover people like Neon Revolt's articles, the map, build the map, that kind of stuff. Like Mike and I didn't build that crazy cool map, but man, we've gone over it many times.
Probably,
yeah.
We didn't. Yeah, that's the whole thing, folks. In this movement, I've been part of for 18, 19 plus years.
Yeah,
it's always been about sharing. That's the only way it would work. It's you find something out, you're going to share that. Most of the time, any person like me, I put share all over my videos.
Please, yes.
So we don't, an article is worthless if only 5 people read it. If 5 people read it and then they can help spread that, share it, that's only helping. That's how this has to work. This system cannot be a closed, money only for information, buy this book, but it's, it's going to be $50. And, that's a good book is a good book. Don't get me wrong. But, to get, if we tried to sell you every Q drop information, that wouldn't be positive. We wouldn't be anywhere. It'd destroy the movement.
Well, you can put it to you like this, folks. Listening to us is free of charge. The truth is free, freely given and freely received.
That's right.
It's up to you to do what you will with it. If you want to continue what we're doing here, we're very, very clear about what we're doing here. We're putting ourselves out on the World Wide Web to veterans. We're already paranoid to begin with because we're prior military, and all of those veterans who are currently watching know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're doing what we're doing. Yeah. And, through your guys's, just comments and say, hey, you guys are doing a good job. You have no idea. That makes that helps us. That makes my soul feel good. That says, hey, you're doing a good job. We've told you about the struggles we've had with, our own personal lives, our own families, and our own friends. And we're working on that but the grace of God go I, right? We're trying to do that, but it's also through you guys and helping us and say, dude, good job. Keep on pushing on. Yeah, we need those attaboys every once in a great while because this is a kind of a struggle, and we just want
to make sure we're doing the right thing. We're pretty much always on path. Sometimes it's good to hear. It's good to know that we're getting to you guys, and I guess it is positive. We've never been about the numbers. It was never setting out to when this all started, and they're like, man, you're going to dedicate all your equipment, all your resources and time, and it's like, we don't need money. Anything that we can make off the YouTube would just go to upgrade, keep things moving,
machines and better microphones, better this. So
with all their yellow banning or shadow banning, it's really been on the donations, and you guys have been great. It's been a blessing. It's we're getting ready to move a studio into a whole nother section of the house. We got gear, more gear coming, more swag. We're gonna be letting you guys help pick out. Patriots are gonna be picking out what you want to see. It's your money that you've donated. It's going to go towards some software, computer upgrades, microphones that we've bought, and chairs, soundproofing stuff for the walls. But also, we want to hear from you guys. What would you want to see? Some of the, also we're going to get the P.O. box. I'll probably go get that done and locked in. for the next year again. So we have a PO box. You guys want to send some stuff, and if it, we would probably hang that up on a wall, and that you could see that when you call in. So we do want to have that 1 hour. That was a big thing to us. The Patriot Hour, 1 hour a week. It's a Patriot driven show. You guys are the Patriots. We're Patriots. We're all Patriots. You guys are down below. You're hanging out. You're talking, and we get ideas from you. You give us feedback. It's interactive. There's things that you send in, things that if we're going to buy something maybe to hang, we'll show you 2 or 3 different things on the computer screen. We get a vote for it. That's what we buy. That's what gets hung up. Simple things, but
yeah. And honestly,
driven,
with the yeah, and our website, you can either we have the email out there, but when you go to the patriothour.com and you hit the subscribe button, that's also another way to start getting you into, like Mike was talking about. We're going to be starting this.
Everyone wants T.P.H mugs. I do know that. As far as merch, we're looking at dog tags. All right, like Patriot Hour dog tags that you guys can all have and wear. I don't know if that'd be something that you'd like.
Some shirts.
Yeah, mugs, simple things. Coffee mugs, T-shirts, dog tags.
Herbert Jackson Jr. says, got a bumper sticker that says Hillary for jail. Hey, you know what? Bumper stickers. I mean, that's throwback to old school. But you know what? If there's some stickers for sure, definitely some mugs.
We can get a stack, definitely some stickers. I think that'd be cool. Just the Patriot Hour.
Yes, no, exactly. And hey, we get our first little round of stickers, maybe like we talked about the calling in and having more of an interactive live show with you guys. This is just the kind of stuff that with you guys helping us and you guys, honestly, man, just really blessing us. These are the kind of ideas that Mike and I have with your guys' help that we can actually see come to fruition. I mean, really see, like we're talking about this calling in, like this is going to happen, folks. Now, I have to be in studio. We talked about the amount of computer and computing with the software and the amount of intense work that Mike does just in the Patriot Hour studio, just to have me beaming in what you're seeing now. So it's got to be more coordinated. I got to be in studio. There's a lot more IT behind the scenes of coordinating. Yes, ex-mama Firefly. Bumper sticker says, save a deer, hunt a pedophile. Yes. I love that. See, you guys, we're already getting awesome sticker ideas.
Remember that one sticker? You guys all remember the one sticker? It was like your permit to hunt terrorist. It was like a yellow sticker.
Oh, yes.
It was
you know what? I have that in my truck box. I need to go ahead and take a picture of that and post it up. Because I have my terrorist hunting permit,
All right, we're at 1 hour and 9. I got stuff going on. We're gonna go for another 5-6 minutes because I'm seeing 10:24. So we'll run this to 10:30, folks. So last 5 minutes
any
here.
questions you guys got, or just little heads up.
Keep in mind, Donald Trump passed a new law to help veterans create small businesses. John Michael. Yep,
that's true. Yep.
I really think bumper stickers would be a good idea. Just don't get them sticky. More decals. Yeah, the cheapy decals that I know what you're talking about. We'll probably get the old school, 80s sticker, bumper sticker, real good ones. Herbert Jackson Jr., who's next to resign? It'd be interesting. I know that the next would be the people right under, like James Comey, the director, McCabe, director, Jim Rubicki, chief of staff and senior counselor. You have Baker, general counsel, Bill Prestap, director of counterintelligence, which is Stroke's boss. So if you see all the people who the accused ones that just got fired or power removed, these are all their bosses. So now you're probably going to either see below them get hemmed up, arrested, or be a little patient. It's going to be those above them, which takes a little bit more tactical planning, if you will. Linda Pratt, I love patriots. They have no skin color. That is true, Linda.
Amen to that. Color. Amen.
We all bleed red, and the blood that's been spilt in past wars has all been of the same
Yep.
color.
That's the beauty of it. Is a patriot finds no creed or color. That's what the definition is. Just someone who loves their country and the land that they live in. Nutshell version, by the way.
Vincent Fusca, a.k.a. JFK Jr.
That's interesting. That's been going around for a while. Loving you guys from Japan.
Wow.
Tokyo Anna. Loving it. Hey, man, how, a question from Japan. How are you guys still, how are you guys recovering from the Fukushima disaster? Is crops now starting to grow in that area? How is your agriculture after that? Very interesting.
What is it? Evening? Is it going to be evening there? Good evening, Tokiana. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's the evening. Hello, Japan. Southwest Virginia.
Southwest Virginia. Honk if you're horny.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Japan. Whoa, Japan.
Yeah, Okinawa or mainland? Okinawa. That's the spot. Yeah. No, here we go. Okinawa. Nice. Yeah, you guys, that's the beauty of it. I mean, if you just understand, we've got people from other countries supporting what Q is doing in-house because these people understand as well as you guys that what happens in America is a ripple effect to every country. There's no way. What happens to America affects the earth, period. Yes, Mary Meyer, welcome all those who see the light.
New Jersey in the house. Dad from West Virginia. Mom from Virginia. It's crazy. Thanks for the continued service to the world.
Bossy, yes.
Bossy A. Nice eagle there.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
That one, we never use the bumper sticker.
We never.
Hey, it's. Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. Yeah, I like that. JR Arizona. Yeah,
Human.
race. Yeah, because that's actually what racist. Yeah, when they say racing, yeah, that's actually what it stands for. Hey, again, I'm glad you guys can look through the word porn and see what the truth is.
What Big Daddy Bible have? Love your Phoenix idea. Where's Big Daddy?
Big Daddy Bible. Oh, Tim Meyer at Big Daddy Bible. Love your Phoenix idea. Oh, if we ever come down to Phoenix, hey, you guys, this may get to a point to where Mike and I may be doing shows on remote location sites. We've talked about this in Garage Talk. Of course, we've got grand plans, but no, hey, there we can go anywhere, and
Arkansas hillbilly here.
Nice.
I've been there.
No, your CA is
Clintonish. Real Clintonish down there. I was joking.
Real Clintonish. Hey.
Washington State.
MTLJO.
What's that?
Oh, yeah. It says, can't wait for the storm to come to France, too. Hey, man.
Hey, when we're done,
the French,
when we're done here with Q, we'll loan them out.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you guys, I know the Spanish want Q. I know the French. You guys are awesome. Hey, we mirrored our Declaration of Independence after you guys. Yeah, so we took a chapter of your history. So, like I said, man, Patriots, we want to change things for sure.
Love in Texas. You can drive by Hope, Arkansas, and flip Bill off. Amy, rocking the red. Christy Alvarado, I hope we help save the planet. Kim Johnson, hurry back. Bob Rayburn, you too.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy.
We love France. Can't tell.
Missouri in the house.
Q.
Kansas City, Missouri. Where's the other Kansas City at? Kansas City, Missouri, and then you have Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Or Kansas City, Kansas, I should say.
You guys rock. People from Arkansas hate the Clintons. We are leading the charge for their hangings. Yes, you should be.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
find
they
it
did some
interesting that
evil
whole
things.
movie Made in America or whatever with the guy that was flying for the government, the FBI, Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Barry. Can't
Barry
remember.
Santos. No,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. I can't remember his last name, but I think you guys know who we're talking about, though.
Yeah, Tom Cruise played him in the movie, and they just made the movie a few years ago. But man, and I've read books about all that, so
It's interesting, yeah. Margaret Bell, Bob, I'm in the Dunedin. Have a good one, David. Tampa Bay area. Yeah, you guys, we love the fact that, whenever we come to you guys, man, we're coming from all over the Republic. I'm telling you what, all over.
what did she say, Danielle Yelly? She just answered your question on. Are they talking
Japan. I believe she was coming out of Okinawa.
We are
Japan,
blocked after
not the
sending
main
my
island.
message. We are okay
Oh,
here
okay.
in Yokohama, safest place so far. So my
Nice,
ship
nice.
was over there too when that happened. I used to be on the USS George Washington, and they were based out of Norfolk, Virginia, when I was with them for 5 years. Then shortly after I left, they did a world cruise and ended up in California. And then after being in California for several years, they got stationed over in Japan. And they were talking about, scrapping that ship shortly after because it took on contamination.
Yeah,
I don't think they did. They probably just scrubbed it down real well.
Nice.
A little decontamination station.
So it's very, very interesting. No, I was talking to another researcher, and we were going over some of the radiation degradation charts in a certain area, and so that's why it was interesting.
USS Trump will be the biggest, baddest ship of them all.
Probably. Yeah. It will be big, folks, big.
No, I was never on that contaminated ship, folks. I got off it years ago. It was
So Mike's contaminated.
clean when I left it.
Mike does have some cooties, but I don't know if it's from the ship. Oh my gosh, no, it's
My 85-year-old mom and 91-year-old dad are into the Q movement. They hashtag walked away, and so did I.
Linda Pratt. Yeah, no, hey man, it's
Hashtag walk away. It's funny stuff, folks. It's good. It's good that you came to the light. That's basically what it is.
I don't know. You know what? I would say that, in my opinion, I think you'd be physically more healthier when you're in the light versus the darkness.
Yeah.
Doesn't everything grow in the light? Everything is healthy in the light. Your body needs UV to power some enzymes and neural functions in your body. None of that happens in the dark.
Yes.
Just a thought.
You live better when you're in the right, and you live longer in the light. So you got to be right. You got to live in the light. Can't be wrong consecutively and consistently your whole life. It takes a toll on one's body.
You probably
And
die
mind.
early if you're, yeah. So
Light
definitely
kills
light kills
germs.
germs.
See?
Crazy cool. Yeah.
All
We got a
right.
couple more minutes here, and
Yeah, we'll probably, I don't know what's going on. I know you're probably busy this evening, aren't you? Don't you have things going on? I can't remember.
yeah, we're gonna try to get some more. I know Mike and I. This week has been a little bit crazy for the both of us. Obviously, we all have crazy lives, and we're all trying to get this around everything. This morning was the kind of why we want to kind of get this morning. So we're going to try our best this weekend to get some information and content out to you. Obviously, I'll always give you new Q updates as they come. But we're going to try our best for this evening to do maybe possibly another live show, get some more information. I'm sure something's going to be coming up. There's a few things on the Hill I think Mike and I are going to be looking at to see what kind of comes down in the Senate and kind of what's happening over there. So there may be something happening we don't know yet. So
Remember, folks,
I would
we're
like to do
waiting
their
on
show.
D-class. So we want to keep an
Pfizer,
eye out.
Pfizer.
That's a huge thing, folks, for the Democrats right now. They want to keep talking with all the other stuff that hasn't worked out. There's still tidbits of Russia, Trump collusion. So now it's like, hey, we're going to declass everything. And then these same people are like, no, don't do that. We don't want to see all that stuff. We just want to keep talking over here. That'll put an end to it, because it'll either be yes, he did collude, or no, he didn't. And they don't want that. They don't want an end game. They're like, we wanted all this to be after midterms. We don't, Rod Rosenstein refused to show up yesterday for all this talk, all these months of, no, we're not holding stuff back from you guys. It's national security. We're finding out it wasn't. It's embarrassment security. It's embarrassment cover up.
Yeah.
And then he had his chance. Congress wants to see him up on Capitol Hill yesterday, and no show. Where is Rod Rosenstein? He just decided not to show up. He's going to delay till after midterms. They don't want these questions answered. They don't want to answer questions. They don't want to release anything. They don't want to show the full story until after they have a chance of maybe winning something. That's the more scariest thing that we need to focus on. But let's keep an eye out. Let's stay vigilant. We will probably be back at one point today at some point, do another video, probably be a live feed. We're not sure on times. Just hope all the alerts are working out there for you guys so you can join in.
And those of you across the pond, like in Japan, I know you're saying it's 4:37 here. I mean, yes, it's, by the time we get on, it's probably going to be around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning your time in Japan down there. So if you can't really catch our later on evening shows, we have the same issue. People in the Netherlands, people in Finland, Switzerland, Germany, they can get a little bit better because of their time.
Like
but
today,
still,
this would probably be the earliest we'd ever get on. And honestly, we had talked about 9:30ish, and I was just a few minutes before that. But honestly, if we on a good morning, we might be able to go about 20-30 minutes earlier, and that would be our like earliest show ever. And with things going on in the morning before we're able to get things fired up, and it'd be about the earliest.
We have done some really cool shows and kept them going until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Now those shows, we like to do that every once in a great while, because obviously we got lives, families. I mean, we got stuff to do. However, those shows we like to do because that would be across the pond. That'd be your morning shows. You'd be having your cup of tea, whatever you're doing out there. I'm saying your morning routine. You'd be watching a live show that we're putting out 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, we don't do that all the time, but that's why we recognize that this is across the earth. And so we try as our very best. One, obviously, we're trying to clean house. We live in this house. We're trying to clean our house, and then go out to the earthly house, if you will. So, yeah, we try to give a little something for everybody.
All right, we don't like to make any predictions on any
there you go.
dates or anything, folks, but stay vigilant. I think things will be happening here progressively before midterms. I honestly do. I don't think we can go through this and try to win it legitly, which is fine. Legitly is exposing crimes. That's not like you guys are showing all of our crimes for political motivation. You could have waited till after the midterms to charge us with all this stuff. No, that's nothing to do with political motivation. That's you shouldn't have the right to vote on somebody if you don't know of their crimes, because you're going to vote, get somebody put in, and then only find out that they're a crooked scumbag. So, all right, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. We had Ben with us. Mike, this is great.
Very excited.
Thank you all for all the donations to the channel. I've seen tons. I can't even go through them. Other than here, the super chats. Looks like we've had some PayPal and Patreon and GoFund. Even people are finding the old Gold Fund. So, all right. Again, folks, appreciate it. God bless. Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video, bringing you truth at a fast. Try to do it in fast increments other than our live shows. These are more laid back for the people that enjoy it. The Patriots hanging out, chit-chatting with Mike and Ben. We appreciate it,
Yes,
guys.
God bless all you guys, and definitely share all the information and all the epiphanies and knowledge and wisdom that you get, that we come together and get out to you guys. So share, subscribe, hit the bell. God bless you guys. Have an awesome day. We're going to be having a beautiful weekend, and lots of love, you guys. Really, we're all people. You know, Mike and I say it all the time. We are so blessed to have you patriots have our back and really in supporting what we're doing here. It's thank you. You guys are awesome, and we wouldn't be here without you guys. So I say thank you, and Mike and I salute all of you guys. Thank you.
Have a great morning into your afternoon. We'll see you back here real soon. We understand that there is extreme fatigue and frustration regarding the wills of justice, that they're kind of moving slow. Exclude your emotion and personal desire. Instead, use logic and critical thinking based on situational awareness. What does it take to undo a lifetime of evil and corruption? It's an infestation. It's been in place since antiquity. Now in the span of less than 2 years, and we've been dealing with the corrupt DOJ and FBI as well. This is a process and planning of law and order, a military operation at its finest.